Yeah.
I didn't look into it, but now you've just reminded me. There were some stats flying around. I don't know if it's a game Lyrical was casting where Medallion was being picked.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that an option for a Visage as well? Looking oh, a Spectre.
I think it was like only the 4th medallion or something of the DPC.
That's
one
rare.
of every 23 games. I think it was Benj Dota, BNJ Dota on Twitter, who throws us some stats every once in a while. So shout outs.
That's the one.
And we got a classic. It's the Outer Spectre.
Yeah, I mean, is that good here though? It's good at getting on top of Lina.
Yet, so it's good. He's got to keep finding those heroes he hasn't done yet this season. It's a classic versus the snipers versus the Nature's Prophet versus, I mean, Lina in this new role. It would make sense that this could be a strong option. I like it when you have something that can assist with the Agnum's plays in the mid and the late game as well, but they don't really have that this game. Looks like you're just kind of chilling.
What is it now for Yatoro? It's his 10th game this tour, and I think it's 9 different heroes now.
I think so, because he played Ursa twice.
Yeah. He's trying, bless him, he's trying to get through every hero, get up to Kuroki standards, play every hero as he
is that why they keep going 2-1? Is he
play more games? That makes sense.
Together. Well, to be fair,
look at the odds. Pretty tight there.
We're looking tight. That's impressive.
Yeah, 1.6 to 2.1. That's not too shabby. I mean, I would have leaned more to Team Spirit, I think. But of course, head on over to EGB. They are doing giveaways every 30 minutes, and your first deposit will be doubled up to $600. And I don't know, with odds like that, I don't know which way I'd go. It's tough, especially game 1. You know, game 1 is the tempo setter of the series.
Well, I can tell you that the first game that Team Spirit lost this whole season was versus Na'Vi, and it was a Ricky Drow combo. So perhaps, you know, Darkside feeling a little inspired from that Na'Vi win, and if they could use that to their own advantage over Team Spirit. And in that game, he actually had a Monkey King, so it's a little bit better of a matchup, I would think, in terms of like setting like the tempo and the pace that you'd be playing at. And they lost to the Primal Beast stomping all over them from the mid lane. So it's a little bit on both sides this time.
I think my issue with this bottom lane is Visage is a hero that can get run over pretty quickly. Like DK Focus has got to be very careful with his positioning the first 3-4 levels. Because if Yatoro plus Miposhka, it's going to be the Mirana Spectre lane. They do kind of a surprising amount of magic damage with this, level 2 Starstorm at level 3 plus Spectral Dagger. Visage is very slow.
And yeah, it's a good point to talk about these roles and everything. We were right about the Mirana 5, but Larl, seeing everything, says, yeah, give me the Tusk. I'd rather take that mid versus the Ember. I can get away with it. I was thinking that would be the Primal Beast, because to me it's kind of the same idea, but Tusk can scale a lot harder if the game goes well, and the Tusk should theoretically have an easier time getting on the Lina later on in the game as well without a BKB, so maybe you could snowball a bit harder. Pun intended.
They're already on top of this Lina, in fact.
Ramsey's Primal Beast with the body blocks.
Yeah, come on.
That's free damage.
Yeah, I mean, does Ramsey's walk fountain and TP out again? He's bringing some tangos, but I don't think that's going to be enough.
Can we just like lower Primal Beast attack speed a little bit and make him hit the same as Stream Protector? Because it's just not fair that he only hits like 60 and 3. I feel like he deserves a bigger slap than that, you know?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? No, for the lore, guys.
You should rethink.
I don't know, because Trample's a spell.
Oh, base damage scale. Like, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, no problems there. I don't know. I always, coming back to the role attribution, always funny. I talk about like every iteration of how they can swap things and be flexible and versatile, and they do the one swap that I didn't talk about. Primal Beast 4.
An interesting one. I think Primal Beast 4 is really good when the BKB doesn't feel super necessary. Like, you're still gonna buy it first. It's still his best item. But if you feel you can get away with a lot without it, it's kind of nice. And that kind of looks like this game, aside from the smoke screen. That part will be really annoying for Primal Beast.
Just buy a full staff.
Yeah. Trample first. Doesn't matter.
Roger. So far, doing a good job guarding DK Focus. Still only halfway through level 1 though. Looks like he's still going to crack level 2 a little bit faster. Ricky Just on top of the Mirana, and it's arrow level 1, so Impossible looking to secure those range creeps early on here. It looks like not going straight into the Starstorm.
One free hit there before Impossible was level 2 for the lead.
And then leaps away. I'm curious. I would have expected just to continue the Starstorm build with Dagger, Starstorm, nuke people down. They're going for the more slippery approach where Impossible is going to be able to save himself against the Ricky control assumption from the Visage, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like they're just chilling. Want to make sure the Spectre gets farmed up. Watch anyway, no pulls, keep it stable. Collapse is dead. You know, normal stuff.
Normal stuff. Just Lich Lina. Frost Blast plus Light Striker Ray. Slow into stun. Yeah, DP doesn't like that immediate burst damage. Wants to get more extended team fights or scraps between heroes. Get the full value out of that Spirit Siphon.
The old max charge is 1 at level 1. Not very helpful, you know? It's a bit tougher to flex it here.
She's got a Wraith Band though now. Bit of protection against the Lina's right clicks at least.
I have become the offlaner. Oh! He actually didn't get the last there on the flag bearer creep.
Or that one. And round 9 and 2. Ember Spirit looking at the CS doing very well. 18 and 3. Timbersat at 11-4. How is he so far ahead?
The prize is mine.
I don't know, but he didn't get himself a stack, so that's a bit rough.
Die, Mongo.
Sorry, a rune, rather. Not where that came from. Yeah, I guess he just got a couple more denies. Looks like he's just been bullying a little bit here. Not sure if Laral's been forced into... What's he got flying out now? Tick, eh?
Looks like he's struggling against Flame Guard. Was it 140
up top? Mako.
I do get the grab on Mira. Light Striker is there as well. Blast down the Primal Beast. 2 kills for that safe lane of Darkside. Ramsey's going to be very happy.
I found out what's happening. Laral's just missing a lot last Spectre tower. Just
is
3. Yeah.
That's why. I was immediately looking out at, like, are there treants? Are there, like, summons? No, there's nothing. It's just out CSing by this Ember Spirit mid.
Yeah, that was a bit rough. Game plans, though, in this one. Pretty quick looking tempo. I'm not sure about Rebel's game. Like, all these Ember Miranas, very solid. Love that combo. Feels good. This game, it has to be like Ember Ricky, I guess. As Mira, again, in trouble up top here, but they don't have the mana to follow up. Oh, he's got to try Mango for it, but...
Dire's courier has been killed.
Nice.
1 punch.
Hard enough, I guess. But, yeah, it's pretty much going to be Roger and Rebel, I guess, right? That doesn't seem as successful, though, as a Mirana Ember, where you just get to, like, the Slay and the Bola, you're stuck, you get the damage. But maybe it'll be enough to carry Roger to a good gold timing for the Shard, which, of course, is very important on the field, kind of useless.
Yeah, it feels like Darkside don't have a super heavy committal draft. Everyone's very good at poking and re-engaging in team fights. Speedy Lina, elusive Ember Spirit, Ricky with the invis and the jumps around. If they're able to kind of poke and prod, force out Magnetism, force out a Spectre Haunt, Team Spirit have a fair amount of long cooldown ultimates that they are reliant on to be able to win team fights and take objectives.
Their positioning in the fights is also like exactly the opposite. The Team Spirit has a Spectre, Death Prophet, Primal Beast, Cosmic. They are just, you know, like, sure, you guys want me to like move around, we will chase you and follow you and be big beefy bodies. I think the protection of the Visage and the Lina is of the utmost importance in terms of trying to get some damage back into the side of Team Spirit, because around like 20 minutes, they're all going to be extremely tanky.
This is Lich still chasing the Primal Beast. Nearly 6 minutes in, get away from my jungle. Darkside looking to gather themselves both of those bounty runes, it looks like. They spot Lol. Level 6 class does have a punch. Whacks into Roger. It's a DD picked up by the Ember and a good blow! Yeah, Roger flies straight over the top of it. And Rebel just sidesteps it too.
No ball, it was pinged right away. Using their big brains here. Go able to deward that on the Dire. Free gold. Nice ward though. Giving you that snowball save. That was big brain stuff there from Laryl.
Yeah, real nice. And they've left Yatoro down bottom all alone now, so his last hits Suffer down here. Visage 26-11. Plenty of denies for DPC, so they're having a much better time than we've seen recently. Let's have a bit of poke against the Spectre. Raindrops, Magic Stick is making their life much easier. They do dive top as well. Ramsey's caught out by the onslaught and trample. And the gaze comes a little too late from Seneko. We're going to go for the TP now, knowing there are no further stuns to connect onto him. But here's that.
So free.
Trample damage, isn't it?
He literally just like got on him. That was it. It was over. Like Clash just walked on the tower very casually. He sauntered under that tower. And there was just nothing they could do. Nothing felt appropriate. And now the wave's dying. He's getting XP. If Mira doesn't split it, this could give him 6.
It's kind of how every DP lane feels like if the enemy support isn't a clockwork or something.
Yeah.
You just have this melee 4, you dive tower, you've got 3 levels in spirit slice, and now you don't care tower hits, you don't care creeps hitting you.
And he has raindrops too. Snakeo's trying to burn them away on Mira, but he still has 4 more charges. He has 1,000 HP. And if is like take the 1,000 HP and assume you get 2 raindrops off, then that's, you know, what, 1,200 HP. So pretty hard to handle right now.
Yeah, what do you do? Ramsey's just farming jungle. You're just gonna let this top tower fall?
I think this is one of those situations where they could just actually They're not even scan there to wonder if Mira's there. They know Mira's rotating because of that though, and that's why Rebel got out. Also because they scared us the room bottom. And 2.
Chasing Maposhka, yeah. Arcane rune's up. So slight spam is coming. No leaps remaining here. Maposhka 6-1 down the fairy fire. Oh, neutral! Oh, the neutral! It gets killed by the wolf. Ember doesn't get the finish. And they are going to exo that top tower, collapse straight in on it. Mira not going to trample the creep wave, going to drag it and actually try and hunt into the trees, looking for any stragglers here. Darkside have already evacuated though, and that's what the scan will indicate.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Mid here. Roger not committing for anything under that tower.
Well, there's the first domino. What's the second one for Team Spirit? Just you swing mid, or are you waiting the 2 minutes for Exo to come back?
What I've been liking a lot lately is teams that start playing into the jungle because of these like ranged carries that need this little bit of space. So I would like to see them try and play up this hill to control that space. But meanwhile, Roger stuck around mid a little bit too long there. And he got snowball, punched, arrowed.
He sure did. And I got
Dire's
too.
middle tower is under attack.
Looks like just naturally, even without catapult, they get a bit of chip damage here. They haunt.
The price is
Jumping
mine.
up and down all over the place. Yatra is toying with the ledge as they blow up Seneko. They also spotted Ramsey sat at 1/3 of his HP. Light Strike Array, where is it? It's going to come, but collapse. The damage.
Is under
the
attack.
raindrops on Ramsey's kept him alive through the Crypt Swarm.
Yeah, actually saved by Rangers. And they know there's vision there as well, so that ward got pinged out because of how the Lina reacted to his movement.
Yeah.
That must have been a survival haunt from Yadro, was it? Like, was he must have been pressure down bottom and haunted out.
I'm not entirely sure. Just saw him jumping from like Lina to Lich to Visage. I was like, what's going on? He's all over the place.
Ramsey actually goes right back to that top lane too. Goes home, TP's back up
Radiant's
there.
bottom tower has
Forced
fallen.
to stay in this area. Now Yadro even farming up top as well. We've done a little swapperino.
Swings up north because Visage has taken his tower. Visage Vlad is ready. Curious to see if he does upgrade it into Wraith Pact. Do we see some kind of helm build on the Visage? Or do you just keep it as Vlad's and Blake Greaves now?
Yeah. I feel like I'd rather have it that way. It is interesting though to go for the Vlads.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty good when you've got Lina Amber as your 2 calls.
Invisibility.
Going into this bottom jungle now, though. Amber's up for Lal, but familiar stuns, and apparently some reveal here. Yeah, Sentry's placed down on the ground. Snowball will buy a little bit of time for Lal, but he's surrounded by 4 Darkside members.
Penetrating.
So a good swift move down south. Get some pretty big kill on the enemy mid laner. Transitioning that into something more is not available to them, though.
It is a good waste of time though, because at that same point, Class was sitting and prepping mid with the Exorcism ready. So kind of looking to pressure that mid tower, and obviously doesn't want to do that when he's missing his own mid here. So it's very important to just keep the momentum going when you're playing Death Prophet, especially into the 3. I feel like you just want to like pop your Exorcism every time you can. And some moments like this where you're not able to do it because you're missing an ally, all of that stacks up to give you like a slightly worse game on this hero. That being said, Clap's obviously extremely farmed right now, neck and neck with the Ember, and will be the one leading this team to the mid game.
Has Mac done already? Nicely sustained from them. And looking at item builds, Spectre, quite an interesting one. back into the blade mail build, and then it looks like Hand of Midas with Aghanim Scepter afterwards. Oh, Mira. A lot of damage from that Chain Frost Soul Assumption. Big combo from Darkside. Really difficult for Team Spirit to play into this bottom lane now. Visage has planted his flags here. This is my land. And they create enough bit of space behind him so Ramses can farm Ancients, farm the 2-3 camps down in the bottom jungles pretty safely as well. But they're trying to kick the focus out of here. I said that he's planted his flag, and this is his territory, and he's showing he's not going to go without a fight. The Posture one leaps. Has Wand and Fairy Fire. Oh, it's going to be close here. Going to leap off, and it's onto the snowball. So Lina disappears. Now onto the Visage as well. Trying to get off the grip. She'll just slip away. The Lich. He's being horribly stunned up by the last second arrow. Team Spirit, bring the numbers. That's how you kick people out of your bottom lane. Beposhka is invis for a matter of seconds remaining now, and Rebel's Ember has got a safety remnant. So he's just toying with them and trying to kill Beposhka with the chains. Mana. Now with a one. 45 seconds remaining. You see the debuff.
Yeah, it's because Tusk was sitting on it though. He placed it over there on the right-hand side.
Oh, you're right.
It is connected.
A bit rough on that one.
Well, that's three core kills. That was Lina, Visage, Ember, all three dead, and Team Spirit suddenly pretty big advantage for them.
How did that start? All they're trying to pressure a Visage and trying to keep the Visage alive. So you kind of understand it. They want to get that big damage out. If you can save the Visage and just give them a couple more rounds of like right clicks and that spacing that you can get there, but obviously not able to make the turnaround play than this one. And they still have Exorcism right now.
Yeah, they used Haunted Moonlight, but a little bit of Exo to go. I guess that's the big strength of the Spectre, right? You just on the opposite side of the map, suddenly 5 heroes on top of the Visage.
Yeah, and with Midas ready in a moment, give me a quick pass.
They're just camping here by the Ancients. Might get the cross kill on Mira though as he tries to escape, and successfully so it looks like. Onslaught gets to high ground. And off to the side, the Roger Ricky. He's on to the Peshka. Mirana down to the Maelstrom Strike of the Lina.
He just wanted it. He's like, maybe I can.
Oh, still fighting.
Dyer's middle tower is under
Ramses has given up on his battle, wanted to go back to farming, but now Collapse is coming in, but he's under a dire sentry. Invis Rune not going to give him that sneaky move that he was hoping for.
The dust connects, but he's already back on the other side. They were hoping that he was still lurking somewhere in the mid there. Maybe could have got him to a out of the searing chains.
The prize is mine.
Oh, except the bounty rune. That's how you know something good's gonna happen.
Yeah, they want a mid tower, don't they?
One would suspect, but the Haunt's not up for another 35 seconds, so no point rushing it yet. But the Shard will also be up in 15 seconds here for Roger, as there's nothing else to really buy in this hero at this point in the game, so he's just waiting for that to come into play here. How are we going to play off of Ricky Shard this game? You got Birds to follow up a stun, you got LSA, you got even maybe like
Dyer's
a Lich
middle
play.
tower is under attack.
Pretty cooperative.
Yeah, well, we've seen a couple of moves of
Radiant are
all
scanning.
regions where we've had this Ember Spirit Ricky and maybe 1 or 2 Force Staffs as well, right? Where you Sleeping Dart a target, you slight chain on, Force Staff them to low ground, you catch and kill them.
Ally.
Meanwhile, down bottom though, at the same time, Laro's in trouble.
Radiant
Getting on top of the
structures
Tusk
are
Tier 2, they dust him. Now Snowball into the West known 4 Darkside heroes. Team Spirit nowhere nearby. They were equally hunting the Ramses and Lina up in that top jungle, but they're not quite able to connect.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They tried to use that defensive haunt to their advantage. Well, kind of now with Mira, but Mira's pretty alone right now.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Collapse. A lot of damage straight onto the DP. Through the Greaves, through the 1 charges.
That's a big one.
Radiant's
They
middle
thought
tower
they had things
is
sort
under
of like
attack.
set up here, but then the dark
Dyer's top
happens.
tower
The dark,
is under
if everyone's
attack.
not ready to go, if you don't instantly haunt from that Spectre, the dark's just going to break apart the entire
Radiant's
engagement.
middle
And Mira was
tower
like
has
stuck in
fallen.
enemy territory, in behind the Lina. They were trying to get a setup there, and Roger just fell up here. So that's his game plan. He's going to run around. It's a 12-second cooldown. The dark is insane for this sort of play. And now he's okay, now this will be the true test of their strength.
Yeah, he's got Haunt as well. They're just gonna annoy Yasuo here. They're bringing in a couple of heroes to help the Spectre out, and if the arrow connect, would have been huge for them, but instead they dive onto the Ricky. Just comes out, mirrors on top of him, but a good smoke screen stops any kind of pulverized play, and he plays to
Oh, wait,
no,
what's
him? Oh, he was desperate for that one. Back to his illusion, and away he goes.
That's interesting. That looked like an Axe play. That's not like a haunt. Oh, that's going to cost them too. Ramses gets the kill. I mean, they're both using ultis, but obviously I'd rather have Haunt than Laguna Blade.
Man, Ramses, top of the net worth. Closing in on his BKB. It's going to be a pretty big sticking point here for Spirit as well. When Lina has BKB, what's the way they deal with her? Blink, who's gone for this BKB build himself, and literally chain frosting mid, darted up the DPC, trapped into the smoke screen. Still pretty tanky with that help of Lal and Mira coming in now. Seneco's burst down, and Roger trying to run his way out of here. Spirit siphons up, and a blink strike back to Rebel's Ember will get him to safety.
Big defense there from Team Spirit. This Dark just breaking things apart lately. Making it hard for them to group up and finally push this mid tower. So keeping collapse up. I think most important right now. It is only level 1 exorcism. We need that double up on the spirits at level 12. That'll be huge at this moment. It can also make growth way faster. And they're going to start invading into some dire territory. They have a lot of great wards here. Mira, when he went for that big play hunting the Lina, he planted an extremely deep ward in the dire base. Call them the courier wards. Tells you what everyone's up to all the time. Mega broken wards. Love them so much. And that's what's giving them the confidence to come up into this territory. Now, mind you, they are under vision right now from a ward near the outpost. And it looks like Mira's going to miss it here.
Well, they don't find it. And Ricky knows exactly where Collapse is. They've lost sight of Mira, though. Trying to come in with a smoke from the south. Around, but as soon as the game stops in his tracks, the Primal Beast follows the DP into the grave. Now, is this an opportunity to Roche, or are you going to be reclaiming map as Darkside?
I mean, Roshing is pretty tough with them, unless they just like hard commit with the Lina, and Ramses is not there, so that's not going to be the play. And Spirit, I like the idea of going up there because of the vision they had, but I think they stuck around a little bit too long. They also are doing it without Haunt. Like, if you want to stick around that long, I feel like the Haunt has to be, you have to have some sort of an answer for when you inevitably have the dagger play, or the sleep dart play, rather. They hit those sentries either. Like, you need those ob sentry combos in the dire territory to try and spot where the Ricky's moving.
It's like a global threat, honestly. You got familiars on top of him, smoke screens down, so he's forced to BKB, which he just had delivered. He does get the kill on Seneko, though, so Lal getting something from nothing. Has to spend his first BKB charge for it, though. We were praising the warding out of Mira and Team Spirit. Equally, these observers from Darkside have given them so many opportunities, now blowing up the Primal Beast with that catch they've got.
Yeah, it's really annoying playing versus a Ricky if you don't have some vision detection. It could be really worth like slarking versus Zero, just because of I mean, obviously there's issues with the smoke screen and stuff, but just the fact that like he relies so heavily on these deep wards to try and set up his sleep dart plays.
Another smoke up with the Lich and Ember again. This is their ganking duo.
He's doing the in-between as well. Man, Roger's going way around. He's passed between the tier 3 and the tier 2 tower. He's now up into the Radiant Ancients.
He's wrapping.
He's going past the Radiant Sentry, though.
A little scary.
Oh yeah, he just got spotted by Maposhka.
Dang it.
Oh, and he off-sentry combo there, too.
Hello, Dust. Howdy, Roger. Down on the Marana. They do slight changer as well.
I'll never back.
Team Spirit strike. Blowing up Seneko, trying to catch the Ember, but he jumped away to his remnant. Well, Roger does get dusted in the end. All the Darius gets the escape out. DK Focus and Ramses, they're holding a high ground up to the right. Roger's Ricky, which will net Mira a double kill. Weird place to have a fight, right in front of that tier 1 top.
Rogers looks pretty clutch on the Zero, though. He's very annoying to track down.
How many dusts are they using? Every time they try to kill him, they have to use 2 dusts to find him.
Yeah, he's not a cheap guy to fight right now. Collapse is level 12. My God, like he has not exorcism in so long. That's got to be painful. He's just not getting anything with this hero. He's the lowest in the cores right now.
Has he used it
Not able
once
to flex.
or twice? He used it once for top tier 1.
That's the only one I can remember, but there was probably another.
I don't know.
Because now he
they were
didn't use it in that bottom fight, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
and they were waiting forever to use it mid as well, but now it's level 2. You've got to. You're almost level 13.
Dire are
Get some
scanning.
use out of the cooldowns. And Ricky looks like he's their target. The smoke breaks though onto Mira as DK Focus is on top of the stairs. The smoke and a sleeping dart onto the final beast. They're going to catch him and send him to the Ember Spirit. Oh, beautiful right back from Spirit. The punch into Rebel clears him out, and now the tier 1 looks like it should be. Should be the objective Spirit claim, but Lina following her own likely damage. Flash strike arrives there, now Collapse trying to dive. Good onslaught with a trample. Now on top of Lina in the vintage, but it looks like Spirit wanting to disengage.
Take
I
us.
think Yatoro is making the call that he does not want to fight without his horn. Leave any stragglers to fend for themselves, and Ramses comes out with a double kill and a snap smoke immediately back into action.
This is sort of the double-edged sword of putting this Primal Beast on support, I think. Because the smoke screen is ruining this hero in combination with the sleep dart. And so by putting it in support, you're saying like, okay, well I know this hero's gonna have a hard game because you know there's some tough stuff, so we don't want to make it a core. But it also means that KD comes so much later, and you can't really play like that noise indicator that you get with the charge. Like Roger, I mean they're charging at Roger. You should never get caught, right? You're a Ricky.
Well, he's persona non grata for Team Spirit right now.
Yeah.
He's the one. Kill
all
on
that
sight.
time. Dude, prepping for mid, prepping for Roche, unable to get it. They pop it on the Lina, and Ramses, a perfect setup in that fight, just gets to walk in. Everyone's sort of already disabled or embattled in some other thing, and he just stands there and does the Lina thing, throws out his clicks. Feels great.
There's also an element of like Spectre got this good dive tier 2, aren't they? Darted the Light Striker 8, trying to disengage the Tusk from this fight. Mira dives into the back, low, gets the high ground, bottled himself up, but now Mira is going to get caught out here with a sinister gaze and a slight chains to follow. Another
Dire's
quick
bottom
pick
tower is
from
under
the
attack.
Darkside boys.
Radiant's
and moving
middle
towards that
tower
tier 2
is
mid.
under attack.
You know what's bad when they're not popping the taunt? They don't have the confidence they can turn these fights yet.
Yeah, so is this like a disconnect with the Spectre? Between Spectre and the other 4 heroes? Because it feels like there should be a
Radiant's
pretty
middle
solid
tower
4 protect
has
1 here
fallen.
from Spirit, but something seems not quite right.
I think Yatoro doesn't want to commit to this fight that he still thinks he can lose. I think Yatoro is saying, give me time. I just need like 1.5 more items and they just can't kill me. Like get myself a Yasha and the Scotty, then I'm going to be good. I don't know
Radiant's
if he
top
goes into the
tower
Manta
is
first.
under
I
attack.
guess with Spectre it's kind of worth it because of all the damage boosts you get, but I also feel like the Scotty is going to be fun.
Radiant's top tower
Oh,
is
there he
fallen.
goes.
Try
Shadow Step.
closing on Ramses. No horn for the third. Oh, no, they do have the horn. That was just
Roger just died.
Yeah, walk into the trees. His maker as Lol and Collapse. Down.
Look at Rebel. In behind like this.
Two-man chains. Laguna Blade thrown out. They blow up Mira again. Wandered down to low ground in the river where it is not safe.
Just wave it.
I mean, dinosaurs left the ocean because they didn't want to swim anymore, and he walks back into the river.
What was he thinking? You're not a plesiosaurus. Come on now.
Role players Loch Ness Monster. Oh, Nessie. That's what we need. We need a Loch Ness
That is
Monster.
what we need. You just nailed it. That's next cosmetic. Primal Beast Immortal, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations.
There we have it. Yeah.
Comes with a special voice pack. All the growls and roars just somehow have an accent.
And the hero portrait is that 1960s photograph of 20 pixels of a neck poking out of a lake.
Yeah, but now I kind of wanted to have a kilt.
The
Now
ruin
I'm
every
not sure if I want to go
generation.
Loch Ness, or yeah, I'm thinking like bagpipes, a kilt, and it makes bagpipe noise when you trample. And then he has one of those little hats too.
When you
what's it called?
onslaught, bagpipes start chiming.
Yeah, that's the noise indicator. What is that hat I'm thinking? A tam, is that what it's called?
I know the Sporran is like the little pouch they've got. I don't know what their hats. I think you might be right. That sounds familiar. I'm gonna say you're right.
Hats and caps. No, it's made in Scotland. Oh, there you go. Hats, caps, tams, bonnet. Oh, they have a lot of names.
Radiant's top tower
there we
is
go.
under attack.
Oh, he blocked that.
Rune of invisibility.
Camo Shanter hat. Yeah, that's what he needs. Oh, that's right. I think it's what it's called on Demo Man at TF2.
Radiant's top tower has
Got a
fallen.
nice one. All right, well, anyway, Darkside, they've just been looking great this whole game. I keep waiting for the turn. I keep thinking, like, okay, Spirit, this is the fight. The honk comes through, the big damage, but it's never happened. This Death Prophet has not looked like the Death Prophet of this patch. Unable to get the momentum. I'm not scared of Exorcism like I am every other game. And this has probably been the best Ricky performance I've seen in terms of... I know there have been some pretty good ones across the DPC, but in terms of games I've been casting, I'm really feeling the impact of just... We can't separate or someone dies.
Radiant's
Yeah,
top
I kind of want to hammer this home as well. The fact that DK Focus has had a good laning stage and Darkside are winning. You know, he's 4-1-7, having a pretty spectacular time. Brute forcing tier 3 up in the top lane now, and it looks like Darkside is going to keep on going. Collapse does have this halberd, which is irritating for the Lina as well. Dives at the back, punches Sineco, blows up the lick from the Ricky immediately. Team Spirit, this is their time now. DK Focus is rounded, but gets in the stone ball as well. And the two-man chase. Pretty tanky on the Spectre, but that was all the long. The Laguna blade and a great metal piece does a tremendous amount of damage for DK Focus. Able to withstand the pain. Turn and fight into Collapse now. Maybe continue fighting, but the return of Mira brought back to pummel the Lina. So Aegis gets expended. Rebel going to return to base to regen and reset. Does have a remnant to jump to now. And Team Spirit still looking for a potential angle to continue the fight, but it is over.
So that was costly in terms of a defense because they lost the Spectre, but they will keep the racks. So I think that they probably knew that this wasn't necessarily going to be like this big turnaround fight win, but I think keeping the racks and making sure you're not falling to an economical disadvantage by the creeps becoming super creeps is going to be important for Spirit, and important enough that that was worth it. Spectre will get back out on the map. She will farm. She is a Midas. So from there, he should still get to the Manta for the next fight.
Should do, yeah. And potentially that fight around Roshan going to be a deciding factor. Juicy tier 3 item time. Ogre Seal. What else was that? Elven Tunic. Oh, Mindbreaker and Enchanted Quiver. Pretty good ones.
I do think as well part of the problem with this game for Team Spirit was the lateness of the Force Staff from Imposhka. Imposhka obviously not something you usually get around that fast anyway. They had to sort of up it a little bit here. Mira's just like trying to get DKD because the hero needs it, but maybe a Force Staff would have been the play as well here because like people are just getting stuck in Ricky's cloud and they were unable to help for so long until Imposhka was able to pick this up.
And Imposhka realizes that Cobalt he dug up wasn't worth it. He digs it up, hits it once, leaps away. Roger was on the prowl. Even saw the spectral dagger flying out, trying to chase the asteroid. Spirit back to holding high ground while Lal does get a bit of split push going. Blink, BKB ready.
The dusk is
halfway
always
over,
ready
halfway
for
through his
a fight.
Desolator, so adding a bit more of that physical burst damage. That can be the undoing of Lina and Ember Spirit.
Now, for anyone who may have been tuning into the last series, a sort of similar match kind of occurred, right? Game went to, it ended up being 74 minutes, but there was this point where I was watching, all right, Beppu was going to win this. And then they got stuck in their base, you know? Game looks really bad. The gold lead starts growing and growing and growing.
Double
but
damage
Beppu did
empowers
eventually
me.
bring it back. And honestly, it was kind of a similar lineup. In terms of just like, you know, they had the Shadow Fiend instead of the Lina. You got this big range carry. And in the end, you just got to find a way to shut them down. And it doesn't really matter how much gold you're ahead if that one big damage dealer isn't having a great time. So perhaps Team Spirit can get to that same level. They don't have the same high ground defense though, as Bet Boom did though. Of course, with the sniper and the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, because it feels like, in some regards, Ricky is similar to Disruptor. Very good when he's ahead, very good in wide open places. When he's in the savannah, hunting like a cheetah, sprinting and chasing people down. He's very, very powerful, but when you get into these close quarter
another
combat
great cosmetic idea from Gary B here. Cheetah Ricky.
But like when he gets into these, close quarter combat battles, he's inside buildings trying to defeat his opponents. It's a little bit messy, and I think Visage and Lich also similar story. When they're able to pick their battles and they're grouped up as 5, they look very good. But if they are getting split across the map, maybe some struggles can occur.
Are you a believer? Do you think Team Spirit can turn this, or do you think this one's all Darkside?
With the games I've seen over the past week and a half, 2 weeks from all regions, I think anyone can win any game at any time. Like, anything is freaking possible. Especially, I've been tuning into more Southeast Asia than other regions, and the games over there, I know Tsunami threw up a stat in one of his panel segments. Average game time across other regions, like median, sorry, not just average, not mean, but median game time was like 43 minutes, 44 minutes,
I
whatever.
did take statistical methods for geographers in university, so don't worry. I can handle a median.
I can't remember the other one. It's medium, mean,
mode. Yeah, that's right.
Usually when we talk about average, we talk about the mean, but there are 3 averages, maybe even more. But yeah, he was saying Southeast Asia has like a 6, like a ridiculously higher, 3-4 minutes higher than any other region.
Smoke pop there, but delayed just from class, and in the end, wasn't really worth it. Bye-bye, Roger.
Flies away. Minute and a half for Roshan to spawn as well.
But yes, I've heard they're very scrappy over there, and I feel like we haven't had quite as many turnarounds.
Oh my god! That's how you do it. Spirit still see Ramsey's kind of trapped in the shard. Throw the halberd onto her as well. Ricky will be alive when Roshan spawns. It looks like it's going to be back to map manipulating here for Darkside. Bottom lane's plenty of farm to push out. Team Spirit, the ones that kind of have to sit by their ancients, hoping for a fight to brew.
I do think Auto Scotty's going to be... Imagine he gets Scotty Basher.
Yeah,
it's going to be pretty hard to keep Lina alive.
Yeah, exactly. She just dies. Because you've got the Blink Walrus Punch and the Haunt with Manta Illusion Desolate damage. If she doesn't get BKB off, especially, she just gets shredded.
Of course, if she does, she has Satanic and Gleipnir, and you're all going to be in tears. So. We haven't seen that quite a bit.
Do they have any saves for her? Like Lich has Beyond this, so he saves himself. Ricky has a 4-staff.
That's the big one. The 1-4 staff. So be careful of the Blink Punch into Snowball.
Captain Ricky again. Mirror. Not more they can chew.
Collapse.
Familiar stuns, Gleipnir, the root catchers are so collapse. Manipulated by this beyond godlike Lina. Had a few struggles in the laning stage, but Ramsey has caught up tremendously. Now top of the net worth by a significant 7,000 margin. And 11-2 and 2.
And if they check Roche, it just spawned as well, but they're going forward.
Damn it, 3 lanes pushing in. No
Radiant's
buyback on the
top
Primal Beast.
barracks are under attack.
Might be forced to buy back the DP.
Those buildings, they're
Radiant's
gone.
top barracks.
Buildings.
Radiant's middle tower
to
is under
exist.
attack.
That's gonna come back
Radiant
home, or
structures are
good?
fortified.
Oh, Roger, you're so annoying.
Sneaky devil. Nice dodge. Managed to get away from the sleeping dart. Roger, trick to the trade, and the smoke screen down. Dumps it up for now. Monster does get scouted. Why is he jumping? Onto Roger. He's trying to kill Roger. He does find the takedown. And they've got this high ground walled up here for Team Spirit, so they see where Darkside are heading.
He's gonna run though.
Lina's courier. Is Ramsey scout, or is that just...
No, it's just going home. I don't know.
Well, it's roast time now.
Radiant are scanning.
All right, can I farm a Scotty while they roast? Fortunately, it won't take them that long. Best shard? Visage already has one. Ember already has one. Drake has one. Well, I guess we know who it's for then.
Never go out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ramsey doesn't even put it in yet. He's like, really? Me?
Has been killed.
Mirror gets caught again.
Dire's courier has been killed.
You can focus courier down, so Assault Curan's going to be pretty heavily delayed. Mirror, the onslaught ready, tries to get away from Rebel, but Maelstrom Strike is there.
Ramsey's really doesn't like the shard, I guess, on Lina. He won't even use it. Everyone else on the team has one. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Why would I increase my net worth artificially when I can do it naturally?
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Just drop it on the floor,
Radiant's
destroy it.
middle
Yeah, like it's just
fallen.
chill in the backpack, no big deal.
Okay. Collapse has the greens early quickly to get away from the chains, and another lane of barracks here for Darkside. The outer road trying to scout out and maybe get on top of Seneko. But this frost shield is proving a little too difficult. Oh god, wow! After his HP disappeared, snowballs on towards Ramses, but he's dead with no buyback. Now it's sitting dark, good force staff away, you have to rope save. Laying back up, retreating up their tier 3 while they race back to the familiars. Still bringing down the buildings from safety. No commitment from Darkside. But softly pushing up the high ground. And now Ramses realizes, oh, I've got ages, don't know I can walk up the staircase. Down his final lane of barracks. Mirror is in the investigated there. So he goes, saves the Lina. That's the fall of initiation. Darkside. Oh my god, collapse! Again, it blows up. The amount of damage here from Darkside is just... You can't withstand it. Every hero that shows their face gets caught, slept, chased, killed. And it feels like game 1 is over. Darkside looking for this first victory of the match.
Radiant's middle tower is fallen.
Oh, putting up a fight at this point. John was going to try, but as the final haunt of the game.
Windmill damage.
Dire victory.
Very impressed. Was not expecting that to be so one-sided. And you know what? The comeback story of the season keep getting focused. You know,
Yeah.
I was starting to count the number of legal sub games